is Foster Algier, better known as the Godfather of Wholesaling, isn't that right? Yeah, something like that. Foster's a longtime wholesaler, and we're really excited for the deal that he has to present to you guys, so I'm going to turn it over to him.
Who does the clicking? You? I give you the signal? Okay. Hi, Foster Algier. Some people call me the Godfather of Wholesaling. If you wonder how wholesalers like myself get properties so many and so often, pay attention. I'm going to break one down. So if you want to find properties like I find properties, this is the way we do it in one way. I do a ton of direct mail. I have a mailing machine, and it's not cheap, but it's one way to get properties in front of MLS. So we send a probate letter to Bill P. We'll keep his name anonymous, but many of you may have seen this house. Then we receive a call from the seller. So we get calls back from a motivated seller. We ask 5 simple questions: their name, their address. We ask them how to get in contact with them again. And then we ask them, why are they selling? And then, I don't answer the phone a lot. What can you tell me more about the property? That's all I ask them at the very first time they call in. Then we do a CMA on the property. I see it here too. And then we call back the seller. We meet them at the property. Then we come back. We figure out what our offer will be, but I'll call them again just to ask them something. I don't care what it is. We ask them more questions, and then we make our offer. So that's how the deal is done. And then we get the deal, and then we sell it. Many of you are on my email list, so you know we get new properties every day, and this is one way we get them. So go ahead, click. One of the reasons why we do mail outs, and I like probate so much, there's very little competition. In the MLS, as you know, when you're bidding, there's us and you. There's probably 300 people looking at every deal that comes out in MLS. They're off-market deals. As I said, they call you, so they're motivated sellers. We get to deal directly with the seller too. So it's not like a bank with no soul. How many people do REOs in here? And it's just so frustrating that you don't get to say anything. If you get to talk to them, you're even lucky then. And you better, you have a chance of getting owner financing, which the longer you're in the business, the more you want owner financing. And it leads into what Robin was talking about a little bit. So I have a pretty quick presentation here. This is the house. This is, sometimes you get probate treasures. We got so much stuff out of this house. I had, the person was a hoarder. I got a brand new drill press, a brand new planer, and table saw still in the box. But if you look at that one, see that in the question marks right there? They built a bathroom in a bedroom. That's in a bedroom. There's no walls, there's no anything. There's a commode and a shower. And this is what the rest of the house looks like. It was just amazing. It was dated. This is St. Dunstan's Way. Some of you have seen it. So I love ugly houses, and that's why. There's money in ugly houses. So this is one thing I wanted to share with you. A lot of people think, why do I want to do direct mail? Everybody's doing it. But a lot less people are doing it than you think. And again, there's a lot less people than looking at MLS every day. So our seller said he received 10 letters, right? He called back everybody. 6 people called him back out of the 10. And then only 3 people showed up at the property and made offers. And I was one of them. So that gives you some idea about what numbers are like. People are saying, well, everybody's doing it. Everybody isn't. Yes, I was. And I'll tell you why I was the best offer, because I have a lot of real estate education. Seller did not want to counter or ask for highest and best. This was really a one-shot deal. I had one opportunity to submit the best offer. So when I found that out, when I got with the seller, and he said that, and at that time he was pretending like he had 10. I didn't know there was only 3 till the end of the deal. But I listened to him, and I walked around, and I walked around. And his biggest thing was he wanted the best possible offer and still be able to make money. So he said one thing over and over. He wanted to be done with this. He was an extremely motivated seller. So in that case, I had to do something different. I made him the best possible offer in one shot. We did our CMA. I offered him $206,000. This is one of the ways I hook him. I offer him a large escrow deposit. I also gave him a 0-day inspection, which I don't know if you know about wholesaling, but that's not one of the things we do. But I felt very, very confident about this deal. So $5,000 down to him, and then closing as soon as the seller was ready, because that's what I kept hearing. He wanted to be done. So we wanted to make, when we finally made the offer, that it was done. He didn't have to think about it anymore. And then I said I'd take the house with everything in it. So we marketed it for $216 on our site, as you saw. It went under contract in one day from a fellow wholesaler, because obviously he saw more money in this deal than I did. But I was worried. I had 0 inspection and $5K down. I wanted a good deal to go up and it sell, and it did. But then he flipped it to another guy for another $10,000. So our ARV was $325. So there's a lot of meat on the bone in this deal. The renovation I calculated to be about $75,000. We talked to the guy doing it today. He says they're at about $55 now and clean it up. So his total profit may be, let's just say $120,000 on this deal. We won't know till he sells it, but the guy rehabbing the house showed up at the probate house I was looking at today, and they think they're gonna market it at $375 because of the outstanding rehab they're doing and the shortage of inventory on the market right now. So there's just one more thing. You know, everybody ever seen Columbo? Some of the older people in here. While we were there at that house, right after we met with the seller, property came out from one of my fellow investors. We drove to see it, and again, the inventory is short in Winter Park especially. We made another phone call to one of our people, and they bought the house. What's interesting is that same person we did that deal with ended up doing the deal with the other house. So we work with each other a lot in here. And that's all I got. I was told to go pretty fast. So, thank you.
Do we have any questions for Foster?
I must have done a great deal. A
Here on
great
the
way
side.
of explaining it. I don't know. I just came along. Maybe because I'm Italian. I don't know. The voice. I don't know. Thank you.
Elaine?
We do everything. All the stuff they teach in real estate investing, I do. I have done many of them. I don't buy at the foreclosure sale so much anymore because it's a business in itself. But we make offers every day in MLS. We put bandit signs out. It's a full-time job. I work 6 days a week and 5 nights a week. We don't buy directly. Those are far and few. People, that's a very one-on-one thing to buy directly from a small bank, because the way it works is they need to cover their assets. They have to make sure they get a BPO. They have to make sure they put it out to the public, so everything's on the up and up, especially if they're taking a discount on their loan. So it's hard to buy directly from a bank.
Question in the back? How long did it actually take to close?
I'm trying to think. We got delayed a little bit. When we went to close it, there was an heir that wanted to come down and stay in the house for 3 or 4 days. You know, who knew, but you know, they wanted to come in. So we had to give them an extra 3 days for that, and then they had to put something before the judge called determination of homestead. The judge had to agree that this was this guy's house and he lived there to sell it, and it took a week to get that. So I think it was about 24 days. It wasn't a real long time. It went pretty quick. Thank you.
How are you finding your probate leads?
I subscribe to a service called Probate Information Services. But yeah, everybody, you got to get your list somehow. And you all saw me that I have the Probate Information Services out there too. But you can get lists from different areas.
Excellent.
Because otherwise you go down to the courthouse yourself and spend 2 or 3 hours a day looking these things up when it's so much easier. It depends on your time value of money. It's so much easier just to buy a list from someone than it is to go down there yourself when you're as busy doing real estate investment. We're out looking at properties, we're making offers. Where is your time best spent? Making offers, right? Not doing research in the courthouse.
Fantastic. Well, let's give Foster a round of
Thank
applause.
You.